Hello, Lou's Uncle Jim. This is part 2 of the Diana 34 pellet rifle. And we got rained out, so we couldn't chronograph, so we're going to do that today. And we'll see what happens. So let's see. It's a 7.9 grain pellet, so I'm hoping for high 600s. And okay, that was about an inch low. Oh, we got numbers. Holy crap, 792. All right, I'll take that. Oh, that's got a stiff spring to cock it. One thing when I'm chronographing here, I want to make sure when I put the pellet in, I can feel resistance so it's not a sloppy one. That one was a really tight one. And I'm using a foam block as a rest. And then I'll tell you about the horses later. All right. Let's resettle. Foam block's not the sturdiest, but it's good enough. Trigger's not bad, actually. Well, they're both the same height, but they're right and left. That one went a little more right, could have been me. Anyway, okay, that's got resistance on the pellet. Anyway, I don't know when the bore was last clean. I got a rod for something skinny like this. Oh, that was 802. Wow. Okay, we're warming up. I got to remember the safety on this. It automatically goes on every time. Okay, second and third shot, same hole. That's what I want to see. First shot was cold, so that might be the reason. Trigger's not bad. This isn't the fancy trigger, but the trigger's not bad. It's plenty good for me. I don't need a matched trigger. 768. Tell you what, it gives you a jolt. And when I shoot it offhand, it seems like it pulls you down like a compensator. As you could see in the last video, probably. That went a little lower. Not impressive. But I'm not used to it. All the pellets are tight though. They've had lots of travels. When I bought these, 774. So we got one high reading. All right, so I got 3 in the same hole and 2 flyers, and that's probably just me. All right, let's take a look at that and the chrono numbers, and we'll continue with another batch. Okay, last one, 788. Let's use this hand that's not as shaky. High, we got that one that was 802. Low was 768. Average 784. Spread 34. Standard D13. All right, hopefully we'll get this lubed in on the next and it'll work better. Okay, this dot is slightly smaller than an inch. 2 and 3 and 5 went in the same hole, but I jerked this one and that one. I'm on a foam block, not a rest, so I can see myself in the crosshairs doing this, so that could be an issue. All right, let's do 5 more. This has been sitting in the closet forever. I shot it one time in the last video, and it's been a long time. And so I put a few drops of oil on it to lube it again. And it just needs a little breaking in, I think. Using a 4-power scope with an adjustable objective on the front. Okay, that's in the same hole as the hole. And that pellet went in a little easier, but it still came out to what, 792 feet per second, so that's good. I'm checking the skirts on the pellets to make sure they're not loose in there. And that one was loose, but hey, good number and good shot. So there you go. All right. I got to remember that safety. The safety comes on every time you cock it. It comes, you know, it puts it on safe. It's annoying. All right, that one went higher, so it's out of that group. 767 feet per second. And then when we're done, I'll just sit here and tell you about the horses and the buffalo from last video. Oh, this feels way more solid right here, whatever I did. Gotta remember that safety. And we're back in that group again. That's good. If we could take the Uncle Jim factor out, this is a pretty good shooter. How many did we shoot? 3? That one is 765. And these are all weighed 7.9 grains. All right, 2 more. And then we'll do a story time with Uncle Jim. Gotta remember to hold this close to my shoulder. It has the jolt. It's a different animal. We're a little wobbly here, come on. I had a good rest on the last one. Next to that group. All right. The sun is busy. I should have had him shoot it. And I really don't know where to hold this rifle. Not holding it at all. Just on the back end. All right, one more. That was 773, so we're going down a little bit. Interesting. It's getting the same rest each time. That's the tough part. The way I got this with a foam block. But it gives me an idea. Okay, that kind of clustered around the main group. Let's see, I don't want to cock it. All right. All right, last one was 768. So I don't know why we're losing a few feet per second, but that's interesting. Okay, let's review this. The high was 792, low was 765, average 773, spread 27, so it's a little better. Standard D11, not perfect though. Okay, so the dot is 5/8 dot. Should have got a tape measure or something. We're at 7/8 inch group. No, 3/4 inch group. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just me doing this, and then 6 went in this little group here. They're all minute of squirrel heads, so that's good, but I could have done a lot better. Resting it better, but it still tells me it shoots pretty good. We haven't shot it enough to totally break that in, and I've never taken it apart. So someday I'll take it apart and grease the spring and do all the good stuff you want to do to it. The stock trigger, even though it's the T05, to me that trigger was just fine. There's no issues there. It was pretty damn good. And someday I'll shoot it at longer range. All right, let's talk about the horses in the last video. Let me do a close-up here. I don't think it was Diana. I think it was Uncle Jim, but I'll take these right here. We'll talk about the horses and the buffalo and just cap her off here. Okay, so in the last video we had horses in the yard. It turned out to be a new neighbor that lives pretty far away, so they traveled quite a bit to get up here, the horses. And that night we had a major thunderstorm. It was shaking the house, and I felt so bad for the horses. If they're out in these woods, they're probably scared to death. And it was raining hard and everything, and it was cold at night. Well, it's been like 3 or 4 nights now, whenever the last video was. They still haven't found the horses. I talked to the guy twice. He came to the house once, and I told him what happened and where they went. But I think they're searching in the wrong area. They could have gone past these targets here over the hill, and it goes down to a valley, and there's a lake back there, and I think that's where they went. I talked to them again when they were searching around, and I thought they had them because they were corralling them kind of like from down my driveway in this ravine. They figured they'd go down to the water in the valley. So as far as I know, he still hasn't found the horses, and I feel really bad. And then I thought, well, why didn't I rope them and try and keep them, you know, here until the owner showed up? And by the time I went and got a rope, they would have been gone anyway. And if I did rope them, they might not like that, and, you know, bad stuff could happen. Maybe I got a rope on one, and then they get snagged in this hills with a rope dragging around and stuck on a tree or something, bushes. So I'm on the fence on what I should have done. I did report it. He found out about it, and that's the best I can do. But I feel really bad, and I hope he gets them back. It's starting to get warmer out, so hopefully they look over this horizon you're looking at right now, because I even heard an airplane. I got a neighbor that flies planes. I think he was searching for them also. So there's that. I feel really bad, and I feel really guilty about that. Even though I didn't do anything wrong, you know, I did everything right, reported them, They took off on me anyway. And then the buffalo. My neighbor got his baby buffalo in, and he's a real cute little bugger, so we'll have to do a video on that. And like I said, he wants to ride a buffalo, so of course it's not going to be a full-grown wild buffalo or bison. So he's going to train it. He's a cute little bugger. And I don't know if he got his other buffalo. I think the other one's going to be a beefalo. Anyway, I guess that's it. Hope you found this interesting. A little more time with this, I could do better. Or my son, you know, if my son was shooting, he'd probably do better, but I don't know. And then we'll shoot it way out there at a target someday and see what kind of shotgun pattern it makes at 70 yards. So, thanks for watching. Until next time.